this point, we just smash, and that's going to be game. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We have another deck breakdown for you guys today, talking about Gruul Fires. As always, we're going to take a look at the deck list, talk about the deck strategy, get into our gameplay footage, and then come full circle with our closing thoughts. Today's video is brought to you by AetherHub and MTGA Assistant, the best Magic the Gathering arena tracker on the market. You can download it in the description below. I'm live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. You can also join our Discord. I'd love to talk with you. I really recommend that you also subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're viewing this on YouTube so you're notified of our future uploads. With all of that out of the way, let's talk about our deck list, right? So our companion, Kaheera, the Orphanguard, for 3. She's a 3/2 with vigilance. The companion rule is each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card, which is basically everything Gruul has to offer, right? Each other creature you control that's one of those previously stated types is going to get an Anthem effect of +1/+1 and vigilance, which is really, really cool. Keep note of them gaining vigilance. Arboreal Grazer is our first 1-drop. We have 4 copies of this. It's a 0/3 with reach, which seems junky. However, when it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is a great way for us to ramp. Domri's Ambush for 2 to sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. 3 drops. We only have 4 copies of Thrashing Brontodon. It's a 3/4, and we can pay 1, sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment. We have a single copy of Migratory Greathorn. This is a 3/4. We can mutate it for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. 3 copies of Questing Beast, a 4/4 with vigilance, death touch, and haste. Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. We have 2 copies of Shifting Ceratops. This is a 5/4. It cannot be countered, which is important. It also has protection from blue, which is even better. And then we can pay 1 forest or 1 green mana. Shifting Ceratops gains your choice of reach, trample, or haste until end of turn. 4 copies of Fires of Invention. This is an enchantment. You can cast spells during your turn only, and you can cast no more than 2 spells per turn. You may cast spells with converted mana costs less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. So you can, if you have 4 mana or 5 mana, you can play 2 spells that cost 5, which is really, really cool, and then use your mana in a mana sink. So that's great. Cavalier of Flame. This is our first 5-drop. It's a 6/5. You can pump it for 2. Elemental creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. So that's the mana sink we're talking about. Whenever Cavalier of Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. When Cavalier of Flames dies, it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of lands in your graveyard. So that's really cool. We also have 2 copies of Cavalier of Thorns, a 5/6 with reach. When Cavalier of Thorns enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put a land card from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your graveyard. When Cavalier of Thorns dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another card from your graveyard on top of your library. 2 copies of Quartzwood Crasher. This is a new card. It's a 6/6 with trample, so it's a big boy. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with trample deal combat damage to a player, create a XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. What? We have 2 copies of Vivian, Monsters Advocate. This is a planeswalker coming in with only 3 loyalty. However, she has 2 passive abilities. The first, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature cards from the top of your library as well. So it's kind of like a fanatical, what do they call it? Not a frenzy, experimental frenzy. That's it. So the +1 ability here is create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Put your choice of vigilance, reach, or trample on it. Not haste. I don't know why I thought it was haste for some reason at one point today. -2. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost. Put it into the battlefield. So that's great if you know you've got one ready to go, right? So you could like play a Quartzwood Crasher and then just play a Questing Beast or Ceratops off that. We also have 2 copies of Embercleave for 6. It has Flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. All of these magnificently powerful spells are accompanied by 6 mountains, 8 forests, 4 stomping grounds, 4 Temple of Abaddons, 3 Ketra Triomes, and 3 Bonner's Enclave. Admittedly, this is a best of 3 list from the recent tournament, so the land's a little weird in best of 1. It still works good. You're still going to have a lot of fun with it, but it's not finely tuned for best of 1. It's a best of 3 deck. So let's just talk about the sideboard for a second. Obviously, our Orphanguard is in the sideboard as our companion. We have 3 Grafdigger's Cage. This is great. It shuts down a lot of things. Winota, for example, right? A Fry is great just for removal against control decks, right? We also have Scorching Dragonfire for exile on things like Annexes, if we still see those around, is a good example. Flame Sweep is great against like the Go Wides token decks, for example. The Archon of War is good against maybe some of the big baddie decks, right? Where you want to take control of your opponent's creature. And then more Shifting Ceratops if it's some sort of control deck. So that's the deck list, you guys. Let's talk about the strategy. It's an aggro deck, right? However, it is also a Fires deck, which kind of fuses them into a bit of a mid-range deck, right? We don't have so much initial attack, right? Which makes it almost entirely mid-range, except for the fact that we want to kill our opponent right away. The Orphanguard can make it semi-aggro because the Boreal Grazers gain the attack ability. But for the most part, I might actually retract that it's aggro at all and just say that it's mid-range, right? So I like seeing the Grazer in our opening hand because mid-range is no good if your opponent gets to sweepers. So you want to ramp in and hit him before he can find a setup, right? So that means playing a Boreal Grazers first, playing 2 lands, right? Honestly, play an untapped forest or pay life for a forest, and then put in one of your Triomes or one of your Scry lands with your Grazer. That's the first step. Second step is to find more land, right? Maybe play your Thrashing Brontodon, maybe you play another Grazer, right? Maybe don't play your Orphanguard because they're going to kill it and then it's no good. We only have 1 copy. You want to work into your Fires first and foremost, keep ramping, right? Play as many creatures as you can. Cavaliers are great because you can use your excess mana from Fires because you won't be tapping it. Cavaliers great because it helps us ramp and then helps us bring something from our graveyard back. Might be our Orphanguard, might be our Vivian, could even potentially be a Fires, right? After we play Fires, we can stack the creatures playing 2 each turn. We want to get Cavalier, both Flames and Thorns out, right? They just hold a lot of intrinsic value within them. If we have an Embercleave, equip the Embercleave and go, you'll get the kill. If we don't, play the Quartzwood Crasher, and that's just going to accelerate your opponent's death by allowing you to go wide, right? Vivian, I talked about how she acts as an experimental frenzy of sorts for creatures. That's really cool. Don't feel bad just plussing her for the 3/3s. That's totally fine as well, right? Obviously, you Embercleave the big baddies, and you prioritize your Domri's Ambush on the must-remove targets. The Orphanguard is great to drop last once you have a bunch of Grazers on the field because of the Anthem effect. It just allows you to go big and smash everybody while maintaining vigilance so you can also defend the turn after. I'm sure I've missed a couple things here. Use your Thrashing Brontodon to destroy opposing Fires, for example, right? Make sure you're sacrificing him to get rid of artifacts and enchantments. I think that's it. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. Let's get right into today's gameplay footage, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon afterwards so you're notified of our uploads. I'm live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. I also really recommend you join our Discord. This has marked 1 year for me on YouTube. I'm really looking forward to the next year. Thank you all for your time, attention, support. Literally, there's so much love that comes from you guys. It's ridiculous. Quite a bit of hate as well, but I don't think that's from you guys in particular. That's just maybe from the fringe areas. So thank you. And we will get into today's gameplay footage now and then see you to close up with our final thoughts. This is actually a nice blend. Let's get our Grazer into the field. Stomping Ground comes in, please. It's tapped. Temple of Enlightenment. That's fine. Oh, it would be nice to play 3, but then again, getting our Triumph in play is also very good. Yeah, let's just keep after it. No attacks. I made the cat bed because I thought she wanted underneath instead of on top. Got it all plopped up. She comes back, wrecks it, lays on top of it again. So this is actually really good for us, as long as we don't see a counterspell here. It hits. That's actually incredible. I think we go right in with our Ceratops. Right? Even if he did have an Essence Capture, he can't counter the Ceratops, which is great. Just an Omen of the Sea. So normally Gruul is like pretty off-putting with how fast it can push forward. We've incorporated Fires of Invention, so it's even worse. No attacks here. Teferi's not bad, right? It can bounce our fires, which slows us down a bit. It does leave him fully tapped as well, though, so it doesn't slow us down that much, right? The Temple here is great because Fires doesn't need it to come in any other way. We don't need Ambush to control deck. Fires goes back out. And now let's play... Yeah. That way we can be efficient about our damage separation or distribution, right? Killing his Teferi efficiently with the one from our Grazer. There is no Shatter the Sky here. That's so good. At this point, we just smash. And that's going to be game. Alright, guys, that's how it's supposed to work. This hand looks good. Any hand, really, with the Grazer is great. Paying life here for the Grazer. Into the tap land. We need land, not fires. Transcendent Envoy, so we're talking Lurrus enchantments. Which is a bummer. That means he has Mire's Grasp. Stuff like this. So that can come in tapped. I wish it would work. Honestly. It won't for now, so we have to leave it. Hopefully he tries to stack. He wants to play his Hateful Eidolon. Or his Elsed, which can protect the Envoy. We do have reach here, so that's short-sighted of him. He's tapping his flyer. Totes McGoats. He must not have seen the Arboreal Grazer in a while. Fires goes out. That's great. And by golly, I think we go straight in with our Ceratops. Getting the most out of that Fires, right? Spending all of the mana that we possibly can. No attacks, we're straight chilling. We can drop our Cavalier of Flame next turn and pump everybody. Ooh. So we can drop him, we can't pump everybody. Yeah. Toss the land away. We pull a new land that doesn't draw. Loving it. I don't foresee any blockers here. And by golly, he is stuck on land. Feels pretty bad. He gets his third. We do have a Domri's Ambush for a Luris removal. All that glitters on his Alced. So there'll be no sacrificing of that, right? And a Myers Grasp on my Cavalier Flame so he can attack. This I'm interested in. No blocks. That's fine. Let's play our Orphanguard, which is a nice anthem for everybody. He's out of land. He's got no land to tap. So let's go ahead and do a nice piece of removal here, getting rid of all that glitters. And by golly, we could play our Grazer if we wanted as well, but that's game. All right, you guys, let's pretend that we're looking for an optimal hand. It all focuses around a Boreal Grazer. I know the rest of this is trash, it's too expensive, but a Boreal Grazer is our only ramp function, and it also becomes a 1/4 with a dude. Another cool thing about a Boreal Grazer, it will play our Triomes for us, which is really nice. Just a fun time. I hope I pull another Boreal Grazer. This card's broken a little bit, right? So he does still click up his Ajani. Totally fair and playable, even more so than our Grazer. I'm playing our little dude, so our Grazer has an attack point, so it can kill the Healer Hawk, right? Hopefully he forgets about Reach. Oh, he won't forget about Reach, though, because we blocked him on turn 1. So that's not ideal. Looking for Domri's Ambush now to do some removal. Right? Questing Beast can attack. That's awesome. He's not going to block with his Pridemade. Nor can he attack with his Pridemade now. So that's a lot of fun. Can't attack with the Healer Hawk. Can't attack with the Pridemade. So things are starting to look a little bit bad. So he must have some sort of shenanigans here. But we can't just let him do it, right? He just wants to click up a Johnny, right? Put him to 5. Now we can kill our Questing Beast. Plays Hushbringer, which does some sort of shenanigans, I'm sure. Getting back in with another big baddie. And I think that we just try to get in there, right? Get that Ajani's Pridemade off the field. Negative. We're pumping bigger than it, which sometimes is a problem against mono white. But again, his life's down, and now he's got a Hushbringer that won't let a Johnny click up. Big time ouchie. Right, let's play our Cavalier of Thorns. Helps us ramp. Oh, it doesn't because Hushbringer. Gosh darn tootin'. Yeah, let's smash. And activate some trample. Since we're clear on that now. This poor guy on his 2 land. But I guess white's meant to function pretty good on 3 lands, so I guess still that poor guy. That's how we get wins here. It's been a rough morning. My Shifting Ceratops doesn't have first strike, so... Oh, he's gonna power up his Pride Made with invincibility. How did I forget? Oh, but Death Touch doesn't protect it. Right? That's big oopsie on his behalf. That should have worked for him. Yeah, Rage Quit. Land Screw and Misplay. I'm so sick of seeing these Cavaliers of Flame. They've not once paid off for me. Hello. Let's get that Scry. Looking for another land. Not another Fires. We have one of those already. No, 2-drop makes us sad. We still need that 4th land. Couple more turns to get it. People should be growth spiraling into their Fires, shouldn't they? That would be cool. And then you could play 1 ramp card every turn and 1 normal card every turn. That would be cool. Into and immediately place Wilderness Wreck. That's not good. And we did not even get a land drop. Nor do we have the right land to play anything else. This is big time ouchie. He's going straight in, you guys. This guy's not joking around. Awesome. At least we get the land, right? Let's start pushing. We get another land next turn, that'll be even better. These Cavaliers will finally pay off. If we're not dead this turn. Right? Okay, he just wipes it. Could be worse. Could be worse. Let's keep this Cavalier in case he wipes this one. Yeah? And let's pump everybody. I'm sure he's got like 10 Brazen Borrowers in his hand that he's ready to unleash upon us. So let's see how that works, right? That's 15 damage. He's got 16 life, so probably wants to respond to it somehow. We're going to put Trample on our Ceratops if they block. It's a good play. Nice. It survives. He'd rather block more of the damage. Who can blame him? He either needs to kill us or deal with the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available, which easily goes to 12. Is he double playing that, or he just wants to wipe the Ceratops? Right? Playing a 3rd Storm's Wrath? Cycling the land. He is looking for something. Good game. I almost wanted to sing that this hand is got too much land in it, but you'd have to be on our live stream to know what I'm talking about. Ayo! Live every single day, 6 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/HelloGoodGame. Today we're playing Gruul Fires, and Gruul always somehow has a way of ruining me. There's only 2 colors in Gruul, right? We have forests and mountains that tap for red and green mana. But, and this is a big but, I just have the hardest time pulling them. Even though we have a scry, watch us draw 6 non-land cards in a row, pushing us away from our fires. Right? Normally you shouldn't need 4 land in an opening hand. I guess we could have tossed our Embercleave. Oh, really? That's just bad luck. Let's get a Brontodon out. Because we really want to drop fires on turn 4. That's what the whole thing's about, right? So we need that land. About a 48% chance to draw land. It's the wrong kind of land. That's fine, though. It can come in tapped. He glass casketed a Brontodon, which is fine. Let's play another in replacement. So it's basically like nothing happened, right? He just has an additional mana now. And he has a Narset. Does he go -2 on us? Or does he try to get this? He does. Wants to kill our Brontodon. He discarded a Shatter. So I would have just... I don't know. Is that worth it? Maybe. Who knows, kids? I would like the Orphanguard to survive here somehow, some way. Let's all pray. Jeskai Control is pretty powerful. It's one of my favorite archetypes right now. Esper Control is not so hot, but I think Jeskai Control is pretty good, and it's like a little bit more quick to the finish than Esper Control is. I mean, he's using Narset as single target removal, which is not bad, but you can also just plus her to 6 right away, and then minus, and then all of your spells from there on out are just going to eat your opponent pretty quickly. But he's got fires, he's got Narset, he's set up, right? We're in the losing battle here. Especially with 2 cleaves, right? We missed our turn 4, so we definitely should have dropped a cleave in our opening hand, because now we have 2, right? And if we had another land, that wouldn't have been a bad thing. That would have been good. We're basically still relying on getting a land off the top. So maybe that should be one of the things we think about here is how important it is to hit 4 and how important it is to hit 5 as well. So I wish I could mutate this, right? But unfortunately, there's no creatures to mutate onto. So he's just out as a body, and then he can just remove them, and it doesn't really do us anything. Like, this match is over, right? Feels pretty bad. Yeah, he's thinking about his next turn pretty hard. This is a main phase scry too, so he just wants to leave it as is. Or actually, it doesn't matter because he's got fires, and he's going to draw with Omen of the Sea. Yes. Gotcha. So I've been watching a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know it's like a 28-year-old, that's probably not something I should be doing with my time. But, man, it really likes me be grateful for you, Magic. Like, it's just so much better. I'm also grateful for that land and this Cavalier of Thorns. I guess we just play our Triumph. That's probably best. We have 2, I guess, so it literally doesn't matter. Let's just get it in the field. If only we had some form of haste. He's gonna need to exile it, I believe. Whoops. Or do we have protection from exile? No, just when it dies. So he 100% needs to exile it. If not, we're taking, what, a creature? No, just target card to the top of your library. And you know it's going to be your girl Vivian, Monsters Advocate. The green's form of Experimental Frenzy. Maybe he doesn't have it, right? He's looking for an Elspeth Conquers Death. Glass Casket, some form of exile. It's a fairy, can bounce it. Okay. Obviously, he would need to bounce my Cavalier. It's not the worst, though. Right? You can see our Vivian right on top. Him bouncing it doesn't kill it. Ooh, he does kill it, though. Really? I absolutely love it. Land on top, though. Not so pleasant. This creature probably doesn't need much of anything, so we'll give it vigilance, I suppose. And we can put this on because we have so much mana, it drives us crazy. If only haste was an option. How cool would that be? Sucks that we bricked a land on top. Hopefully next turn we can get into a string of creatures to play with our Vivian, right? I would like to get more threats on the board so it's not so easy just to shut us down completely. Obviously he's still looking for an Elspeth Conquers Death. Now instead of on the Cavalier, it goes on Vivian. Doesn't get it, plays the fairy, bounces the token. Gets another chance to dig for it. Hopefully, just hopefully, there's no ECD. No, a second fires, we're good. Another land off the top. Bummer. Let's grab a plus. 3/3, baby. We can have vigilance again, I guess. That could come untapped, and Cleave can go on to the beast. Protects it from Deafening Clarion, right? He's only got 2 cards left. He can sacrifice Omen. That might be what he does here. Yeah, Cavalier Flames with Embercleave is like El Busto. Especially if you can get there, right? Maybe more of a ramp style could... Oh, he does get his ECD. But that means he leaves that 4/4 double strike up. I mean, it's probably better because we're drawing a trash land. Oh, and he wipes us. Oh, and we're drawing a trash land. Oh my god, nice. That sucks. And he's gonna bring his Narset back from the beginning. Oh yeah! Feels pretty good. We haven't touched him at all either. He's literally just been controlling the match 100% of the way. Stringing us along, letting us think that we had a chance. When in reality, no, 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 no. Elspeth Conquers Death reigns supreme.
Here we go.
Hey, that's not bad. I wish we could double Embercleave. You know what I mean? Do you think Questing Beast could kill his Elspeth Conquers Death for us? Okay. There's still fight in us. Oh, he's got double strike, so we get to kill them both. That's pretty cool, right? Because it's every time it deals damage. Ayo, River. Both planeswalkers are gone. We did 10 damage. How's that for a hit, bro? I still think we're dead, but... Hey, right? Maybe if we top deck another Questing Beast, which we have a 5% chance of doing, right? We had 2% chance for another Vivian. Quartzwood Crasher doesn't have haste, so that's not good. And the Shifting Ceratops could have haste, another 5% there. So it's like, not so hot. He needs to deal with Questing Beasts, taking the draw, discarding something worth 5 mana to kill it. Right? It doesn't seem too hard in theory. Let's see if he can do it. Shatter the Sky, just wipes it. Old fashioned, baby. Now Narset gets to click up closer to 6. Ayo, River! It's just too much oppression. So much oppression. You guys, a dictator, you guys.
Let me help you.
Ouch. Land off the top. Hey, Grazer. Cool, man. A little late for that. Hey, the scry kind of helps, I guess. More lands. Right, protects us from his Deafening Clarion. We're gonna need more than that, though. The Scry 2 has been helping him so much. He's gonna -6 Narset on us. Guarantizzled. Just -2.
Consider the future, then
I guess, kill the Grazer. Why not? Ooh, we didn't discard. Alright, just looking to draw. He only gets to play one more spell this turn. Glass Casket. Interesting. So the Grazer's not a supreme target. Questioning Beast off the top. We're at 5% still. Love that land. Just the smell of fresh forest in the morning. Absolutely magical.
my prowess is unmatched by my peers.
Narset in the house.
Keep an open mind.
-2. Probably just pulling like Elspeth Conquers Death out of the ether now. Like I got them all. Pretty long match. Like he's having trouble closing it, right? He's not touched us either. We did actually get that hit in for 10. We're gonna need way more than that. The Shark Typhoon is so good here. Like it's just to smell of fresh Shark Typhoon in the morning. Oh, goodness gracious. Ow! Hey, man, that Mountain Force combo got a little something special to it, right? Two Grazers could be good. This could also be a little bit much. Just emptying our hand into nothing. But let's act on faith, right? We're going to pull another land next turn. Right? 47% chance. How do we know it? Probably. Actually, no, not a Triome. Another Grazer. That's not good. We've had our wish fulfilled in the opposite way that we want. Let's just start the Grazer armies, right? Arboreal Grazer, use Tickle. The evolved version, when he gets the +1 from the Orphanguard, he learns Grapple, right? That's his evolved move. I think he has a counter. This way, we're safe from Deafening Clarion, right? We're going to be safe from Shatter the Sky for a little bit. It has protection from blue, so also things like Petty Theft from Brazen Borrower, if he has it. I'm thinking it's just a Fires deck, though. By golly, we need some more red sources of land. Let's get into it, though. Hopefully it works. No counterspell, no counterspell. Boreal Grazer, evolve, use Grapple. He has the Borrower still. Okay, so it's dealt with. And it only saved him 4 damage, right? That's not a ton. I don't know if that's worth warranting your Petty Theft, unless you have multiple copies. And if you could destroy the field here, then it was worth it. And he does do exactly that. We need some red sources. We do get one. By golly, we need the Orphanguard to survive a turn. We need one more red source for our Cavalier. You'll notice he actually is wielding Embercleave right here. Crazy stuff. He also has the Spear. I call it the Spear of Destiny. It's called Shadow Spear, though. He's wielding both Embercleave and Shadow Spear. He's a very tough dude. That's not the right color of lands. We can't activate that because we don't have a creature with power 4 or greater. Bummer. Okay, draw yourself a couple cards. You can have it. Alright, give us a mountain. I can attack too. Two horns equals 2 strikes. And we auto-tapped our land, so we can't use our Bonder, which we couldn't do anyways because we only have 3 available. So it doesn't matter, I guess. Make sure you manually tap your land. Even though it didn't do it wrong this time, sometimes it does. Alright, we're getting hit here for 3. Probably getting hit with a Shatter, Deafening Clarion. Another Petty Theft. Gross. This is what I'm talking about. I have this trouble with Gruul continuously. And now watch this sick counter spell he's got. Really? Let's use the draw. That's way better than just equipping Embercleave early. A little late for Fires. We've got a lot of land, man. I guess we can use it to pump our Cavalier. I don't know. Oh, he's just gonna shark us to death. Uh-oh. You think he has an Embercleave for his shark? That would be cool. Well, this is weird, right? He must have something to bump my Cavalier. He has to, or a Shatter. Okay, we get the draw. It's only forced. Come on, man. No haste. Big time bummer, right? For a control deck who could have finished me, I'm surprised he left us alive at 3. Put the cleave. Oh no! Auto tapped our mana like we were talking about. We just discussed that. I mean, I don't know if a draw would have helped us. Let's see what it is. Easy double cycling Shark Typhoons? No, it's just the one. I'm sure he has a Bone Crusher Giant, though, as well. Yeah, baby! So it wouldn't have mattered, but it still sucks. Alright, you guys, final thoughts. I think the deck's great. I think it's probably better in best of 3 because of the hand smoothing. I think the land can get a little bit weird in best of 1, especially with all of the Bonders Enclave. We could potentially drop that down to make it a little bit friendlier, right? Obviously, I've only spent 1 day with this deck, so I'm not a pro at it. But if I were to push this season and I was one of those aggro freaks who was trying to convert into new styles of play, this is a great mid-range that could potentially work you into a control deck someday. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell. Live on Twitch, Discord, this, that. Thanks for watching, mostly. Have a great day. Enjoy the spring sun. And we will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Take care.